Every country has its own currency. When you are traveling internationally, you would have to change your South African rands for that country's currency in order to buy items in that country. We can use the exchange rate to calculate how much currency we'll be able to buy, and then you also have to use exchange rates to see how much it will cost you. Exchange rates change daily and often many times during the day. A useful tool for working out exchange rates is ratio. The method is on this page here, and I would strongly recommend that you learn how to do it. I'm going to show it to you again in the examples, and I'm going to work through exercise 11.4 with you in order to do exchange rate calculations. Again, I'm going to say that this is the most important thing to learn. You can use it for more than just exchange rates, and I'm going to run through it when we deal with the exchange rates. So first of all, we get a currency table that looks like this, and on one side it says 1 ZAR, so that is meaning, or that means 1 rand, it will give 1 rand will get you 0.08602 US dollars. The inverse means that if I have 1 US dollar, it is going to cost 11 rand, 6248. So making sense of the table, 1 rand, so I'm going to write 1 rand will equal 0.08602 dollars. You can see if I round it off, this would round off to 0.09, which means 9 cents. So 1 rand can only get you 9 cents in American coins. Now what we need to do, we need to write that as a rate. Now a rate is a special ratio that compares two different quantities. So we are comparing rands and dollars, and we have to write it as a relationship. The other thing I need to say to you, when we deal with money, we normally say money is rounded off to 2 decimal places, but we will only round at the end. Round at final answer. So we will work, in this case it's 5 decimal places until our final answer. So to write that as a rate, this is 1 rand. So 1 rand is going to give you so many dollars. To write it as a rate is, a more commonly known one is, for example, 16 rand 43 per liter of petrol. So this line means per, and per means 1. So for 1 liter, I'm going to pay 16 rand 43. So we have a look, what is our 1 in this setup? It is 1 rand. So per rand, for 1 rand, I am going to get 0.08602. So that is written as a rate. Now, if we look at it from the other perspective, this INV means that I have $1. So $1 is going to cost me 11.6248 rand. So for every dollar I get or I buy, I'm going to pay 11 rand, 6248. So again, write it as a rate. So per $1, it is going to be 11.6248. And that is also known as your fact. So use the currency table to calculate the following. How many euros? So you need to know I'm comparing euros with rands. So I would go back to the table and I would look for euros and rands, which is going to be, these are all rands here, all rands there. So I look for my euros, and that is the line I look at. And whether you go use this table or whether you use that table, whether I use that value or that value, you're going to get to the same answer. There might be a few cents difference. Okay, so euros, that was dollars. So let's go to our euros. And I'm going to go 1 rand to 0,0743. Right, so we had 1 rand to 0,0743 euros. I have now written down my fact. My exchange rate is my fact. I'm following the steps of the ratio method. Set up an equation. So equation. And remember, if your order is wrong, your whole calculation is wrong. So the most important thing is your order. So if I have rands here, I must start my equation with an equal sign, rands. So the rands come first in our setup. If I have euros second, it means that I've got to have euros second when I set up my equation. So it is going to be rands to euros. Now go and have a look. I've got to find an equivalent for 5,430 rand. So I'm going to fill in, this is 5,430. I'm not going to fill in the zeros, and I'm going to fill in an X, or you could do a Y, any variable to show that you are calculating euros. The next step is fraction form. Okay, fraction form. So I must write that as a fraction, and I must write that as a fraction with an equal sign in between. So I've got 1 over 0,0743 equal to 5430 over x. You see, I do not put my units. Let's just check. 1 was first, 5430 was first there. So I do have my tops are lining up and my bottoms are lining up. Right, the next thing I do is cross multiply. Cross multiply. So when I cross multiply, 1 times x is x equals, out with your calculator, and we're going to do that calculation quickly. So 0.0743 multiplied by 5430 will give me I didn't turn my calculator on. Equals 403,449. So that is going to be 403, 449. Here I don't have to simplify. Why don't I have to simplify? Because I have 1x. So x doesn't have a coefficient, so I simplify. And the next thing, so that was number 5. It only happens sometimes. Number 6, you answer the question. Apologies. So you answer the question, which is going to be how many euros, and I know that that was euros, so I'm going to put my euros. I need to round off to 2 decimal places. Look at the neighbor, 5 or more, let it source. So x equals 403,45 euros. So I will get 403,45 euros if I have 5,430 rand. Right, let's have a look if we now have to calculate how many rands. So again, rands and euros. So you would go back to your table, and the fact is the same as what we had before. 1 rand to 0,0743. That is the exchange rate. Your fact equals, now remember, rands are first. So I've got to write rands to euros. Now, if I have a look here, this time I've got euros, so it's going to be filled in there, 504. I'm going to leave out the zeros, and I'm looking for X rand. So I've set up my equation. The next thing is fraction form. 0,0743 equals X over 504. I cross multiply. I always look for my X. So I'm going to say X times that will give me 0,0743X equals 1 times 504 is 504. X has a coefficient, so I have to divide by the coefficient 0,0743, because then that will cancel, but what I do to the one side I've got to do to the other. 0,743. Out with your calculator. So 504 divided by 0.0743 equals, I now have 6,783, 31310. I only have to write 3 decimal places because I'm rounding off to 2, and I've got to check X was rands, so this is going to be rands, so my answer will be X rounded off 6,783,31. And that is how you work out your exchange